Big shakeup over at Universal Creative. There is some stuff going on over there in their theme park division. It is absolutely wild. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how it relates to Epic Universe. Not a lot of content creators are going to bring this up because it's really not fashionable to criticize or even acknowledge that possibly Universal might be having some problems. But we are going to discuss it here on OG 55 up next. Welcome aboard to OG 55. Today we are talking about some pretty significant stuff going on over at Universal, but more specifically, Universal Creative. So there was an article that dropped yesterday, or actually last night, from The Wrap, okay? And it goes on to say, Universal Theme Park Creative Division gutted after exit of high-ranking executives. Comcast's version of Walt Disney Imagineering has been incredibly impacted by an NBC Universal-wide early retirement initiative. Several high-ranking executives at Universal Creative, the division responsible for rides, shows, attractions at Universal Parks Worldwide, are heading for the exit just a few years before the launch of the new theme park Epic Universe, The Wrap has learned exclusively. Okay, now it goes on to say, these packages are part of an NBC Universal-wide initiative offered to employees who are over 57 and or who have worked at the company for more than 10 years. One Universal Creative staffer said that pretty much every remaining SVP has left the division. Okay, this is interesting. This is very, very interesting. Now, there's been a lot of spin out there on social media that this is a fantastic thing. This is great. Fresh eyes, fresh blood, new talent coming into Universal. Look, that might be the case, and maybe it'll work out that way eventually, but this is not a good thing. Okay, this is not a good thing. If I were to ask fandom a month ago, what would you like Universal Creative to do? This wouldn't have been on your list. Okay, so this is not a good thing. This is absolutely not a good thing. And it's actually, in my opinion, it's a huge red flag. It's a huge, huge red flag. Now, look, NBC Universal, or more specifically Comcast, you know, they're offering these packages, these retirement packages, so people voluntarily retire, right? So you're obviously going to get people that jump on that and decide they're going to go ahead and do that. The issue isn't that people have decided to take Universal up on those packages. The issue is how many of them are taking Universal up on those packages. Like it says here, one Universal Creative staffer said that pretty much every remaining SVP has left the division. Does that sound normal to you? I mean, I know this is a lot of money, these packages, but does that sound normal to you? It doesn't sound normal to me. And then they go on to kind of like mitigate this news or whatever by saying individuals with knowledge of the situation, however, stress to us that Universal Creative is known for its strong talent development and succession training, and that they are thoughtful transition plans in place. Now, here's the thing: that whole thing, and a lot of fans, I know they're running with that and try to justify this whole thing as like somehow it's a great thing. There's this amazing succession plan and yada, yada, yada. That's gobbledygook. That means nothing. Okay. That's like the politician who loses like 4 primaries in a row and their campaign says they're still in it to win it. Okay. It means absolutely fucking nothing. Okay. That is just to mitigate this really honestly terrible, terrible news. Now, my question is, why are all these Universal Creative executives wanting to retire now, right? We have what we're hearing from fans and even from like Universal is that Epic Universe is going to be this kind of this groundbreaking, innovative theme park. And, you know, it's pretty much a guaranteed success, right? I mean, I'm the only one on basically, I feel like on Twitter, even acknowledging that this Epic Universe park might not do as well as maybe people think. And I've been saying this for a very long time. But if this park is such a guaranteed home run, why are all these executives opting to leave 2 years before it opens? You would think that they would want to be there for the opening to really kind of tie themselves to this enormously successful theme park that they're opening, right? You would think. I mean, look, we're hearing a lot of rumors right now about Kathleen Kennedy retiring. I mean, like serious rumors that she's going to leave Lucasfilm. But what is she doing? What is Kathleen Kennedy doing though? She's waiting until after Indiana Jones 5, right? Because she understands Indiana Jones 5 will likely be a huge box office hit, so she wants to be associated with that massive success. You would think the same thing would be happening here with Epic Universe. You would think with all the word we hear on social media about how this thing is a guaranteed home run, that all these executives in these senior levels would want to be tied to that park opening, considering it's going to be such a massive hit. This tells me there is problems afoot. Okay, this tells me there is not the confidence internally that Epic Universe is going to deliver like fans seem to think it will. Okay, and there's a little bit of evidence, not evidence actually, but a little bit of talk, I should say, to suggest just that. Now, Mice Chat ran with the article yesterday as well. They ran with this news, okay, and they had something very interesting to say in their piece. Okay. Right here. Universal's creative staff have been grumbling at industry events recently that their mega theme park project in Orlando, Epic Universe, is getting less and less epic by the day. What the project was promised to be and what it is shaping up to be may not live up to the grandiose name. Now, look, I understand that Mice Chat focuses primarily on Disney, right? But I know for a fact Dusty over there at Mice Chat has connections. He is very connected in that Disney space, and he goes to a lot of these events, and the Mice Chat team goes to a lot of these events. And it's not impossible or even improbable that Dusty and maybe some people from the Mice Chat team would run into Universal creative people at these industry events. And while they're there, maybe they're talking and they're hearing things. And apparently that's exactly what's going on. These Universal creatives have been complaining about something. We don't really know. There's no detail as to what they're complaining about, but they're complaining that this project is not turning out how they anticipated it to turn out. Whether that be Comcast cutting corners, changing things halfway through, who knows what it could be. It could be just about anything, but apparently the creatives are not happy. So you take that bit of information and combine it with this mass exodus of all these senior VP people wanting to jump ship 2 years before Epic Universe opens. And I don't think that bodes well. That does not look good for Universal. And people can spin this 1,000 different ways, okay? But it does not look good. It does not look good, okay? Now, I'm going to be fair to Universal. Does this mean doom and gloom? Does this mean Epic Universe will fail? Does this mean no? Absolutely not. I don't do that on this channel. I give Universal a fair shake, okay? And I don't think I'm being unfair here. But there's a lot of red flags here, okay? There's a lot of red flags and a lot of damn smoke. And for fans just to blow this off as, well, oh, fresh eyes, positive. Come on. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy to lose this many people. The Wrap article is saying right here. They're saying right here that pretty much every remaining SVP has left the division. Every remaining SVP has left the division. That's not normal, you guys. That's not normal. That's not normal, especially when you have a supposedly really successful theme park opening in 2 years. To have that much churn, that many people jumping on the train to leave, sounds like all the rats are jumping off the ship. That's what it looks like to me, and it does not bode well for Universal one bit. And I also want to share this real quick. Friend of the channel, Gracie's bro, says, can we admit that a voluntary outflow of Universal Creative 2 years before their next major park opens isn't a good look? Or are we still stuck on thumbing our noses at Disney no matter the circumstances? Yeah, and that's Gracie's absolutely right. You know, like the fan community around theme parks or Diz Twitter, whatever you want to call it, they have this really difficult time acknowledging when like Universal fucks up or Universal's having issues. There's always got to be like this mental gymnastics, right? To like make sure that like Universal like looks good. Right? They have to look good. Like we can't, oh, it's like it's blasphemy. You can't talk about Universal like that. They never mess up. Everything is peachy over there. Like the recession and the labor shortages and the supply chain issues don't affect Universal. Everything is full steam ahead. You know, it's like it's phony baloney. It's phony baloney. And it's like, I'm telling you, it's crazy that this narrative is out there, that this is some kind of like positive thing. I'm sorry. I don't see it. I don't see how it's a positive thing when you have all these people leaving Universal just 2 years before their big theme park that's supposedly going to be a massive hit. And here's the other thing, and I've been saying this for a real long time, that this park is not a guaranteed success. And all of fandom is screaming on social media saying, oh, what's Disney's response to Epic Universe going to be? What's Disney's response to Epic Universe going to be, right? It's all you hear on social media. And I've been saying for a very long time in video after video after video after video that Disney is smart for waiting, to wait and see. Why should Disney get in there and spend $1 billion+ on some response to a thing that might not even be successful? Even the executives at Universal don't seem to have that much faith in this project. They're all leaving the company 2 years prior, but we expect Disney to pour $1 billion to respond to this thing without even knowing what it's going to do. It makes no sense, you guys. It makes absolutely no sense. These are red flags right here. These are absolute red flags right here. And I'm not saying that this thing is doomed, but there is trouble afoot and there's issues behind the scenes at Universal Creative. And this is very much indicative of that. So that's where I stand with it. And I know, I'm sure I'll get a lot of heat for it because I dare question Universal, but this is how I feel. This is what I'm seeing. This is not a good thing. Okay. This is not a good thing. So I want to hear what you guys have to think about this whole Universal Creative shakeup, what it means for Epic Universe, the optics of this whole thing. Like, are you kind of on the same page with me that like, look, it doesn't look good that so many of these executives are jumping ship just 2 years to the opening of this major theme park? You would think they'd want to be a little bit connected to that opening, right? And stick around. It seems a little odd, but comment down below. I would love to hear from y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful